Hello, friends, welcome you all. At the outset, I congratulate all of you for your great success in 12th exam. I also congratulate you specially for getting admission in bank management degree program. As you know, there is tough competition for this degree program. Many of your friends may not got chance to take admission in this course. I am Shrikant Gangavne. Today onwards going to take your lectures of subject, principles and practices of banking. That is bank management paper first. In this very first lecture, we will discuss what we are going to study in the whole semester. In this first basic subject, you have to study from what is bank, means you have to start from the basics. This is very basic subjects and first steps towards the journey of successful career in banking sector. With the theoretical aspects of syllabus, we are going to study some practical aspects of basic bankings also. Your 100 marks divided into internal and external examinations. 40 marks are allotted for your continuous internal assessment. That is, you have to submit various assignments, projects, tests, and other methods of assessment for internal assessment of 40 marks. For remaining 60 marks, you have to appear for semester end examination at the end of semester. Friends, let's move towards the syllabus which contents you have to study in whole semester. The first unit is designed so that you will get the idea of the idea of introduction of banking. In this unit, we are going to study evolution of banking, means how modern banks came into existence like we see today. What was the primary nature of banking? How banks started actually. Banks helps to economic development and smooth functioning of economy. Can you imagine the world without banks today? Banks circulate finance and fund through economy like blood in our body. In this unit, you have to study functions of bank also. The role and functions of bank also. The role of banks in economic development and various functions of bank in this content. We will discuss primary, that is traditional functions for which bank had evolved actually. Traditional means the very old functions, starting functions of bank. We are going to study secondary functions and general utility services also in this banking functions. There are three types of banking function. First, primary functions, that is also called traditional function. Second, secondary functions, and last is general utility services. In the third content of this unit, uh, we will discuss structure of Indian banking. There are private sector banks, public sector banks, nationalized banks, cooperative banks, regional rural banks, etc. We will discuss later on in details. There are different types of banks like commercial banks, development banks, central banks, cooperative banks. You have heard just name bank, but you are not very much concerned with the types of banks. But there are a lot of types of banks. Means you have just heard the Bank of India, State Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, like that. These all are commercial banks, so we have to make the difference between them according to their special uh, type of function and according to their role in the economy. There are various types of banks like commercial bank, development bank, central bank. Central bank we have is Reserve Bank of India, cooperative banks, merchant banks. Again, we have to study in the next year investment bank. Islamic banks are there, indigenous bankers are there, Grameen banks, and so on. All these types and many more we are going to study in this unit. Let's discuss the fourth content of this chapter. In the fourth content, we will discuss important principles, that is, principles of banking. The things or ideal rules bankers have to follow, otherwise, they cannot run a successful banking business. Principle means ideal rules one has to follow, without which banking business cannot run successfully. Bankers has to follow these rules. It is called principles of banking. Let's move towards the second unit. Second unit is fully devoted to different types of accounts or types of deposits. Deposits product, we called it product, banking products, which banks offer to their customers. Firstly, we will study the demand deposit. Demand deposit, as its name suggests, the deposits which banks have to return on the demand of customer. The demand deposit, its name suggests, the bank have to return it on the demand of customer. On the other hand, time deposit are such deposits which have time period maturity. Before that, they cannot be demanded. If demanded by customer, bank may impose penalty or refuse to pay interest on it until the date. Demand deposit include current and saving deposit, whereas time deposit include fixed and recurring deposit. That is, it has fixed time to mature. With above deposits, as we discussed, or account, we have to study bulk deposit also and interbank deposit also in this content. We will discuss into details as we move forward actual syllabus discussion. In the fourth content of this unit, we will discuss NRO, NRE and FCNR types of deposit or accounts also. Now look at unit number 3. Unit number 3 is fully devoted or very much concerned with banker customer relationship. Here we have to discuss meaning of bank customer. Bank customer is not like any other customer as we consider in general shops or banks. Bank customer has to have account with bank, and bank must deal with customer for traditional or in a primary functions. That is, we are going to study what are the primary functions. We will also discuss types of customers too, like minor, individual, lunatics, illiterate account, etc., illiterate person account, etc. So bank have to deal with all types of customers. We have to discuss individual as well as institutional customers too. Individual customers and institutional customers means take the example of our college. College is an institution, so
It is a bank customer. When the college opens account in a bank, it called institutional customer. Then there are so many trust, uh, educational institutes, and all other. These are the types of institutional customers. Individual customers means individual account of customer. We have to study banker customer relationship in the content number B. Banker customer relationship is of two types, general and special. We will discuss it, what is general and special relationship. uh, with banker customer relationship, there are some rights of banker and customer. Customer gets some legal rights which he can apply for his interest. Banker also gets some rights by the law, such as right to charge commission and interest from customers. After that, we also going to discuss right of lien and right of set off, two special rights of bank, uh, with which applied by banks with bank customer in a special occasion. So we are going to study right of set off and right of lien in the last content of third unit. Now let's move towards the fourth unit. The name of fourth unit is loans and advances. In the fourth unit, we will discuss the loans and advances part of important part of banking business. Like a principle, right? Like a principles of banking, there are some principles of lending also. Means the ideal rules or principles banker has to follow for successful lending, without which the banker cannot become a successful lender. Bank is the business, and banker has to smoothly and successfully lend, otherwise the bank cannot smoothly function, or the banking business cannot become a successful business. uh, which the If banker lend with principles of lending which have less chance to default. For example, the bank lending principles are profitability. Means the banker have to take care of profitability, safety, security, liquidity, the purpose of loans, for which purpose the loan is given, risk diversification. Means bank do not lend all its fund into a particular sector. It diversified it. Means it gives loans to different type of purposes. For example, agriculture loan, commercial loans, uh, vehicle loan, educational loans, housing loan. So it gives to it lends to all diversified sectors. So we are going to study uh, secured and unsecured loans also, the two important types of loans. In the third content of this fourth unit, I will teach priority and non-priority sector loans also. Priority sector includes weaker sections of the society and needy sectors where finance is urgently required to improve their condition. For example, small and marginal farmers, artisans, handicraft businesses, etc. So, what include in primary sector? The definition of primary sector loans changes according to government norms or rules. So which sector comes under this category and what are the conditions to advance loans to these sectors, we will discuss later on. There are special conditions for this sector because some lower interest rate is there and some other rules and regulations set by government time to time. Look at the last content of this fourth unit. NPA. We have to study NPA, meaning, classification and provision. So today NPA is the major problem in banking sector. NPA means non-performing assets. The assets of banks, which are the assets of banks? The assets of banks means loan provided by banks, it becomes the asset of banks. When banks assets do not bring return on the asset, that is when they get into default, customer do not pay interest and loan to bank, so bank categorize it as NPA, non-performing asset. So we are going to discuss the meaning of NPA, its classification. Its classification is according to rules of Reserve Bank of India and government time to time. We are going to study three categories of NPA in this last content of fourth unit. Bank have to make provisions for non-performing assets too, according to RBI rules and regulations. Reserve Bank of India accepted Basel norms, the international standards created by Bank for International Settlement and Basel Committee of this bank. So according to that, Reserve Bank of India can order to bank make it compulsory to maintain NPA provisioning. Means if any customer do not pay or return loan to bank have to show it into NPA and make provision of some amount, the same amount from its profit. Means bank have to provision for the default loan. Now look at the references and study material for your reading. The references, the first book here, IIBF's Principle and Practices of Banking. So our syllabus is somewhat same like a like a Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. So the first book is IIBF's Principles and Practice of Banking. Then Jain JN. You can pause video and note down the syllabus. References. Also, with these references, I'm going to give you some notes and some study material as we move forward, as we start actual syllabus. So friends, this is for today. From next lecture we'll start actual syllabus from the first content. You have to mention your name in the comment box for the attendance. So write your full name and your roll number in comment box so that I will get your attendance. So thank you. See you in the next lecture.